There's heartbreak, and then there's the feeling of having your heart ripped from your body, stomped on, and set on fire. Okay, that might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but there are times when it seems as if the person giving you a broken heart is getting a kind of perverse joy from destroying you. If you've never experienced heartbreak like that, you're very lucky, because it's difficult to fully recover from that kind of heartbreak, and you'll usually do whatever you can to avoid in the future, even consulting your horoscope for help. You might take an extraordinarily long time to fully open yourself up again, or you might not ever really give your full heart to someone because you just don't want to go through that kind of pain ever again. There are danger signs, and when you've been through a terrible breakup, you get very tuned into those red flags. Was your partner sensitive and supportive when bad things happen to you, or did they get a certain amount of pleasure seeing you in pain? Did they laugh when you were honest and heartfelt, or did they shut you down when you tried to express yourself? In astrology, there are some zodiac signs that will break your heart and have more of a tendency for cruelty than others. And you may decide that it's in your best interest to avoid getting involved with them. It's okay to be cautious when you're getting involved with someone anyway, whether their zodiac sign is known for being kind or cruel, as you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position. However, just because astrology can tell you general things about people born under certain signs, they can't give you a definitive prediction. Astrologers aren't necessarily psychics. You need to live your life and hope for the best. Trust your instincts and hope that you've learned from your previous heartbreaks and that you won't ever be hurt as badly as you were before. Watch out for these 5 zodiac signs that will break your heart. They may have no problem destroying you emotionally. In fact, they may even enjoy the process of tearing you down. First in our list, Scorpio, October 23 – November 21. You never want to piss off a Scorpio, because when you do, you become the focus of their rage, and they'll stop at nothing to exact their kind of revenge. Scorpios are intense and passionate, and when triggered, they can get mean. They'll stop at nothing, and no amount of bargaining with them is going to prevent them from doing their worst. What's really frightening is you may not even know why the Scorpio has targeted you. You think that you're in a loving relationship, when bam, your Scorpio does something so cruel, so unexpected, that you can barely stand. The thing is that sometimes there's no way to tell what's going to set a Scorpio off. Maybe you told a white lie, or perhaps they interpreted something that you did as being disloyal, and you're suddenly on their list. And that supposedly horrible thing you did, you may have done it months ago, and you don't know that while the Scorpio has been very pleasant to your face. They've been plotting and thinking up how to reel you up. When they finally decide to act, it's going to feel like an unprovoked attack, and you're going to be devastated. Number 2, Taurus, April 20 – May 20. One of the best qualities a Taurus has is also their worst, their determination. When a Taurus sets their mind to do something, there's very little that will stop them, and this applies to hurting others to make themselves feel better. If a Taurus feels that someone they trusted has abused their trust in any way, they're going to get back at them. What makes a Taurus so deadly is their ability to remove the emotion out of an act of vengeance. If you hurt them in some way, or maybe made them feel less than, they're going to make sure that you pay in some way, and it's not going to be pretty. You can't wait them out and hope that they'll get over it, because they never get over anything. They're like Scorpio in that way. They can wait until you have no idea that they're coming for you. You can't reason with them because they're too stubborn to see things from anyone else's perspective. If you move on from them into another relationship and they decide that was the wrong move, they're going to do their best to make you regret that decision. When Taurus hurts you, they'll hurt you so bad that any other pain will seem like a walk in the park compared to it. Number 3, Aries, March 21, April 19. Aries can gut you emotionally because of their indifference. Once they've moved on, you no longer are in their purview and they'll do all kinds of horribly insensitive and heartless things which will make you feel like crap. They don't understand why you might be hurt when out of the blue they've dumped you. They found someone better and they assume you will too. You can try to talk to them about how they've made you feel, but you can see it in their eyes. They just don't get why you're feeling the way you feel, which makes it worse. What you don't want to do is keep at them, because that's when they get really cruel, and their cruelty is with words. They'll get very blunt, confrontational, and tell you everything that they've been holding back. When they're done eviscerating you, you'll wish you had let it go. You'll be destroyed and they will have very little sympathy for you. You asked them to tell you why they broke up with you and what you could have done differently, and they did it in the worst way possible. Aries tend not to have a whole lot of empathy or compassion for those they've hurt. Number 4, Virgo, August 23, September 22. Virgos are so helpful and kind, they'd never rip someone's heart out. Right or wrong, Virgos do everything well, and sometimes that includes causing pain. Virgos tend to be judgmental and harsh. They don't sugarcoat anything, especially if they believe that in the long run being honest is the best way to go. Virgos know all the buttons to push and exactly where your soft underbelly is, so that when they strike, they are going to hit you where you're at your most vulnerable. They believe that if they need to teach you a lesson, the best way you're going to learn is if that lesson is brutal. If you hurt them, Virgos are going to hurt you 10 times as bad and will be able to rationalize it to themselves that one day you'll be grateful for their lesson in cruelty. Beware of the wrath of a Virgo scorned, for it will leave you beaten and bloody. Number 5, Leo, July 23, August 22. You'd think because Leos love people that they'd never deliberately try to cause pain, but unfortunately, Leos can have a cruel streak. When a Leo is done with you, they're done, and if you get hurt in the process, that's not their concern. If for some reason, you made them feel less than or did something to undermine them, they're going to come after you. Leos want to love and for their egos to be stroked, and when they don't get the attention they feel they deserve, or someone gets in the way of the adoration they seek, it's not going to be pretty. Leos can get very jealous, and that jealousy can make them do some terrible things to people they once claimed to love. Because Leos are so headstrong, it's practically impossible to talk them out of doing something once they've decided to do it. So if they want to get back at you for leaving them for somebody else or by preventing them from getting that job, there's nothing you can do or say to stop them from making your life miserable. Leos tend to be dominating and impatient, so you can expect that when they've got a mind to destroy you, they'll do it quickly and without remorse. They'll see your pain as your problem even if they caused it. Leos see themselves as rulers, so whatever punishment they dole out, they'll truly believe that you deserve it.